Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Just give me coffee. Just wake me up, 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 don't let me down. Give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up. Just let me be blunt. My speech in the morning, nothing but grunts. With no coffee, that's as dangerous. On a scale from 1 to 10, I rank it that girl from Stranger Things. And if you get what I'm saying, my attitude be mad flagrant like I'm Draymond. But you ain't get the picture, BFP. So I'm gonna keep pushing on you, GNC. It's like alarm. Yeah, the first thing on my mind is when that hot coffee gonna seep into the coffee grind. It's like some magic's floating all in the air. Toss some ice cubes in my cup, it's a good day. All I gotta say is that it's starting in a good way. It's time for working and I don't even care. Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Just give me coffee. Just wake me up, 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 don't let me down. Give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up. Always start fresh, that's how it's gotta be. Everything starts back with your coffee beans. If it's cold brew, then it's gotta be coarse. Don't get the cart ahead of the horse, start learning the course. But of course you can disregard, and don't at me if it gets too hard. When it's my time to drink, man, it's always on hand. Drink from a cup or a bottle, even a can. You never know when you're craving no hit. It could be in the bathroom while you're taking a Ric Flair while singing, ain't got nothing on it. When that coffee hits my lips, it's a seance. Feeling real super with the cape on. Anything I'll take on. This cup of coffee, yeah boy, this is the shit. Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Just give me coffee. Just wake me up, 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 don't let me down. Give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up. Third verse, so I guess that's where I talk about how we might be addicted in a roundabout kind of way, or how you say, a dependency that saved my life, and I'm proud to say it's filling me with way more energy than I'll ever need, keeping me up for things I thought I'd never see. Time's gonna kill us all one day, whether old age, illness, or from listening to Coldplay. F that noise, bubble love, love. Drink all the coffee, chug a lug, lug. The day.
Good morning, all of you beautiful nerds from around the world, and welcome to the morning stream here on the Den of Nerds Live, the very best way to start your nerdy day. On today's show, we're talking all about San Diego Comic-Con at home. Comic-Con gonna be live streamed for free. All of the entertainers are becoming YouTubers. I don't know if you realize this. Everything's becoming YouTube now. Late night shows, YouTube. ESPN, YouTube. Comic-Con, YouTube. What's a home game now, motherfuckers? Welcome to the game. Let's go. And not only are we going to talk about Comic-Con at home streaming, but I'm going to tell you guys why Kevin Feige better bring this shit. Now, I know a lot of people have different opinions about this. We're going to go over some of those opinions. But I'm here to tell you right from the get, Kevin Feige better bring the hype. 100%. 100%. No excuses. Better bring the hype. And so we're going to get into all of that. Now, originally, guys, Adam from Fanjecture was going to join the show, and we were going to debate the Batman. We're going to debate the Batman, talk about the Batman. I was going to explain to Adam why he's wrong, why there's a lot of red flags for the Batman. I mean, that whole opening thing, you know, with all the red, I mean, I think that literally that's subliminal. It's like, here's all the red flags, here we go. But alas, Adam was ill-prepared, didn't feel like he had done the proper amount of research, didn't think that he could actually debate. And so I was like, okay, Adam, that's all good. We'll do that later. You know what I mean? So that live stream will be coming later on. after we give Adam the adequate amount of time to try to muster an argument against why people should be concerned about the Batman. I'm kidding, of course. Look, Adam has something going on with his son. He has a doctor's appointment. I wish him well. From what I was hearing, it doesn't sound like it's too serious, but either way, that's rough stuff. I hope that gets sorted out. I hope that gets figured out, okay? So let's say what's up. Let's say good morning to all of the beautiful people in the chat. How's everybody doing? Stormbreaker's in early. Lucas, Sam Shills, Wu-Tang Wells, Steve Denton, Landon Dubs, Gray, Ryan's here. Cater, the country girl, is here. Rob Van Camp, Star Wars Santa's here. Terrazon is here. Bill M, good morning, Bill. DB Zier, Jordan, Justin, Jennifer, Marvel Maniac, James, Mike Porter, Ray Hall, James Heaton. Oh, I already said that. Yeah, a lot of beautiful people in here, man. Jacob's Quest is in here. Strongman Dan, Kendall, Brian, the Spider-Man Show, Mr. Deeds, Jason Strobe, Wes. What is going on, everybody? Good morning to you all. That's both libel and slander, and I won't stand for it. It's being reported that Jacob is here. You're the GOAT, bro? I don't know about that, but thank you very much. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. We're going to get into all this fun stuff today. Can I say something, too? Chat, I want to pause the music for just a second here. Pause the music. Pause the music. So I think what we're doing here on the live stream is really cool. And I know it's a weird time right now, and the content is sort of changing. You know what I mean? The content has shifted and all of that sort of stuff. So I got a Patreon message yesterday from a longtime supporter. And I'm not going to name any names. I don't want to put anything out there like that. I'm hoping to be able to get on the phone with this person in the next couple of days here. But essentially, the idea is that the live streams here are sort of maybe alienating this person, and that the content itself has shifted in a way that does not it's not why this person first started to support us. Now, look, I think that's totally fair, and I want to dig in with this person, and I want to sort of investigate this and understand this. I think the content is changing. I think the brand is changing. I think that frankly, the world is changing, right? But at the same time, there was value being brought early on in this channel, in a sea of other channels, and people that supported us back then allowed us to grow to where we are now. And so I'm kind of thinking about doing a sort of town hall or some kind of a live stream where we can all sort of voice these opinions and talk about these things and try to figure out what it means for us. Now, we do that a lot on Patreon. We're going to do that again on Saturday on Patreon. But I think that maybe we should do a live stream, some kind of a town hall. You know what I mean? Where we figure that out, you know what I mean? Where we talk about that as a community. Because I'm not going to say, hey, let me just explain something. I'm not going to allow like opinions or voices of any one person or any group of people to dictate what the content is. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is I'd like to understand and I'd like to hear. You know what I mean? I want to know why, and I want to do better. And trust me, we have so much stuff planned right now. We have an incredible amount of stuff planned, and moving into late this year and into next year and beyond that, there's crazy stuff planned. Like we're blowing this brand up, but we're trying to blow this network up. We want to get so many more shows, so many more faces on the channels and content like that. But I just felt like bringing that up. You don't have to talk about it here. But if you have an opinion, if you have a take on that, reach out to me. Reach out to me privately. I would like to hear those kind of opinions. You know what I mean? So just wanted to touch on that for a quick second here. And you know what? And you know what else? I want to talk about the craziest news in the day. This one more crazy than news, in my opinion. Let's check it out. It's the craziest news of the day. Oh, this news is crazy. Okay. Here we go. This article right here, and oh my God, like, what? Streamlabs. I'm going to throw this computer into the wall, smash it into a million pieces like freaking Office Space. I can't stand that this program doesn't just do what it does, and then certain days it does what it does, and then other days it doesn't do what it does. What the hell, Streamlabs? You're getting an amazing amount of revenue from a ton of different people. Tighten up your shit. Moving along. I'm going to read right from this article from MCUCosmic.com. Now, Jeremy Conrad is a friend of the channel. I like this dude, okay? I like this dude. I disagree with his take here. But let's read what he says, and then let's talk about why I disagree. Okay, so the title of the article is People Really Need to Temper Their Expectations for San Diego Comic-Con at Home. Over the last few weeks, you might have seen a lot of social media accounts claiming trailers for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, The Eternals, or other Marvel reveals are confirmed to debut next month at San Diego Comic-Con at Home. The problem is none of those are confirmed, and even recently, Comic-Con didn't know what San Diego at Home would end up being. All of this coming from the point of view that Hall H is everything at SDCC, when that's a perspective that's completely divorced from any sort of reality. In fact, Hall H, despite the attention it gets, is a very small part of San Diego Comic-Con. It's a room where 6,000 people can see a panel at a convention where 150,000 people attend. Comic-Con International also holds WonderCon in Anaheim every year. In the months leading up to SDCC, many feel that WonderCon is the warm-up for SDCC. It's a much smaller convention, although it's rapidly been growing over the years, and it's run almost identically to SDCC. They even have a Hall H in the form of the arena where the big panels are held. Of course, in 2020, WonderCon was also canceled, just like SDCC, and also, like the San Diego Convention, they created an online component for it called WonderCon at Home. What that ended up being was an online portal for exhibitors to sell their convention exclusives, as well as some modified panels and archived video of panels from previous years, although there was nothing from any of the big movie studios who may have had something scheduled for the arena at the real convention this year. Now, this is actually a really good article, and we're going to break down some of the things that he's talking about here. Let's read on just a little bit here, and then we'll sort of, come out and I'll explain why I disagree. It's possible that SDCC at Home will end up being similar to what they did with WonderCon, meaning a lot of big reveals you see people claiming that are confirmed won't actually take place there. Will be a lot of angry people due to various social media accounts hyping up things that might not happen. SDCC is a lot more than Hall H, and there are thousands of exhibitors and artists who spend a lot of money on booth at the convention, and they rely on that exposure every summer. The online exhibit hall is likely going to be a big focus of SDCC Home, as the con probably thinks of those people before the 6,000 who get into Hall H. Okay, in summary, so right now it's best to expect something big along the lines of WonderCon at Home, and then be surprised if we get something bigger. Otherwise, people are just going to end up angry that they got overhyped for something that didn't happen. Okay. Interesting article. Interesting take. So, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Das Deal. Let me take a sip of this delicious, organic Taylor Lane coffee. I almost choked on it. How embarrassing would that have been? Okay. So first of all, I understand what Jeremy's trying to do. And, Jeremy and I talk, a good bit here. Oh, let's see here. We got a super chat coming in. See if we can get the audio up so people can hear the robot. Let's see here.
Josh, the fact that you care about these things and take time to listen to your supporters about their issues and concerns is just one of the many things that sets you apart from other YouTubers. Fist.
Thanks, brother. Hey, I appreciate that, James. I appreciate that. Well, you know what? To be honest with you, man, it's like we're not really doing anything if it weren't for you guys. And the community and the momentum and the things that we are building here, especially in a time when the news is really slow, is it's special, man. I was reflecting on it a lot last night. I was reflecting on it a lot this morning. So I appreciate you, Fist, as the robot says. Okay. So here's the dealy-dally with that. I understand what Jeremy's trying to do. I understand. And he's right. There's a lot of people out. Yeah, if you guys could hit like button, that would be great, man. That would be great. You know, nothing gets you going. Yeah, it really goes great with the Taylor Lane coffee, too. You get a little Taylor Lane coffee, and then you smash the like button. You're feeling good. You know, you're feeling good. Anyway. God, I'm so ADD this morning. I understand what Jeremy's trying to do. In fact, Jeremy and I have been talking about certain rumors and certain things going on that are very frustrating for people like us, because there is a false expectation created when rumors get spread around, especially by particular YouTube channels or particular websites, right? So I totally get what he's trying to say. But to try to make the point that it is only because of these people saying confirmed that is building that hype is, I think, just not seeing the full picture. The bottom line is Feige has already come out in the past and said that he understands how important Hall H is. Now, I agree with the assessment that the con is much bigger than Hall H. Totally true. But that's mostly for the people that actually go to the con. For the world at large, which, like, let's say 200,000 people go to SDCC every year. For those 200,000 people, you're probably right. And I wouldn't even say for all 100% of them, but you're probably right. There's a lot of people there that they're not as concerned of Hall H. Hall H is only a small part of Comic-Con. But in the wider grand scope of pop culture, as it is discussed, dissected, and obsessed over, Hall H is San Diego Comic-Con. In the wider narrative of fandom, geekdom, whatever you want to call it, Hall H is San Diego Comic-Con. It is San Diego Comic-Con. Feige has talked about in the past how he literally changes the filming schedule of the properties that he's putting out for Marvel Studios to have stuff to show the people at Hall H. It's not about the 6,000 people in that room. It's about the buzz that is created as that stuff gets out there to a wider audience. It is a massive cornerstone piece of the hype building cycle for comic book films. Do you understand? Do you see what I'm saying? And here's the other side to this. Marvel is not in trouble. I would never say Marvel's in trouble, because Marvel has really created its brand sort of bedrocked on good content. They make incredible content. And they're going to make more incredible content. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to be incredible. WandaVision is going to be incredible. I think Black Widow is going to be incredible. Eternals is going to be incredible. These movies are going to be incredible. They're going to be incredible. But why do you think Feige literally changes the filming schedule to have stuff to show at San Diego Comic-Con? Because he's brilliant. Because he understands how important that presentation is to the wider narrative among nerds that really fuel the fire for this pop culture content. It's a big deal. Phase 4 and the Phase 4 slate has sort of been exposed. I mean, like, let's be real, man. We had the Comic-Con last year. Those announcements, they took us by storm. They were really, really hyped. They were very different. I think the rose-colored glasses are off, dude. 100%. The rose-colored glasses are off. Like, you look at what Rob Liefeld said, and I don't agree with everything Rob Liefeld says. You know, I don't agree with the attitude that he espouses. I don't agree with a lot of those things. But I will say this. The man was speaking some real shit when he said, like, your follow-up to Avengers Endgame, the comic book version of Thanos Quest and, Infinity Gauntlet and some of the most iconic stories of all time, is to do a Black Widow movie that's set in the past, an Eternals movie, a property that nobody knows anything about, Doctor Strange 2 Into the Multiverse of Madness, that's cool. now pushed all the way back to the end of 2022, the end of this phase. Look, the rose-colored glasses are off. The hype is low. The hype is low. It's low. They need to come with it. They need to come with it. And so I completely reject the idea that fans need to curb their expectations or curb their enthusiasm for San Diego Comic-Con. No fucking way. If anything, even if that was true, it's not going to happen. The reality is it's San Diego Comic-Con. It's going to be live streamed. It's the MCU. You can't be the biggest game in town, the biggest pop culture thing out, and then tell fans to curb their expectations? What? Ladies and gentlemen, we don't know anything about Eternals. I mean, we know some things about Eternals, but we don't know anything about Eternals. We haven't seen a goddamn frame of that movie. We don't know anything about it. We don't know anything about it. I mean, we do know some things like we, the nerds, the hardcore people, we know. But you gotta build the hype, baby. You gotta build the hype. So it's like, let's, well, hold on, guys. All these people are saying these trailers are confirmed. I'm going to do this in a John Wayne voice. Now, some people are saying those trailers are confirmed. Well, I'm here to tell you, Pilgrim. I don't think there's anything confirmed. In fact, I think Marvel fans need to curb their expectations. Don't you see what's going on in the world? I don't think you should be expecting anything over at San Diego Comic-Con this year. We're going to live stream some random-ass vendor from Cincinnati trying to sell you vintage toys, and you better like it. No! 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 The answer you're looking for is, fuck no, bring the hype. I want to see Kevin Feige come out in an all-black Lamborghini, tear that shit onto the stage, ghost walk beside it, take off of his sunglasses, pull the cigar out of his mouth, look into the live streaming camera and say, 2020's been quite a ride, huh? Well, sit back. Papa Feige's got you. I'm about to blow your fucking mind. And then just like just hype that shit up. I completely reject the idea that you should do anything other than that. And I know we're just having fun, like I'm a little fired up. But we got to bring that hype, baby. We got to bring that hype. Baby, baby! You want Feige to come in like Iron Man at the Stark Expo? Yes, please. Yes, please. Mav says, I didn't know I wanted that. Well, now you do. Well, now you do. You know what? Drop his balls on the table and hit the lights. Josh, do Q&A now? We're going to do Q&A in like just a couple minutes. We're going to do Q&A like the whole rest of the show is going to be Q&A, Tony. So I got you, baby. I got you. But look. Like, we're memeing a little bit. It's for the content and all that. But I am serious. Like, I am serious. Like, I totally reject the idea that, like, if fans come in there and are let down, that's on Marvel. Like, it's on Marvel. It's on Disney. Figure it out. Like, period, dude. Like, again, I don't think they're in trouble. They're not in trouble. But they are not keeping this hype, and which is, by the way, completely understandable. Obviously, the first 6 months of 2020 have been like absolutely insane. I get it. But you've got, at this moment, I think you need to over-deliver. I do. I think they need a version of last year's Comic-Con that's like 1,000 times more hype. 1,000 times. Get people pumped. Starting late this year, early next year, Marvel's just for the rest of time going to have content. Marvel content for the rest of time. All the time. Bring that hype. And by the way, I think he's going to. I think he's going to bring that fucking hype. In the mouth of madness, watch it. I refuse. Okay, let's get into Q&A. We're going to do like 20 minutes of Q&A. We might end the stream a little bit early today. Oh, man, I'm a little fired up, I guess, huh? So let's see what you guys want to talk about, okay? Probably too scary for me, bro. For real. Oh, by the way, too, I got so distracted by this story and what I wanted to say that I didn't get to explain that. What a great show last night, man! The Nerd Card Showdown. If you're not watching the Nerd Card Showdown, it's really cool. It's really cool, and it's only going to get better. And man, we had such a good performance from both teams last night. But I do have to say the Ultimate Nullifiers really surprised me. The Ultimate Nullifiers, man, they really brought that noise. And I'll say that I feel like there was a turning point. I feel like Justin, and one of the things that we want to do is we want to start dissecting the game itself. Again, this is baby steps. You know, this is the early stages of the show. It's first official season. The next time will be so much better. But one of the things that I was thinking as I was hosting last night was I felt a momentum shift when Justin stole the points. When Justin stole the points, if you don't know, there's a 3-strike system. And on the third, yeah, it was a little clunky. On the third strike, the opposite team gets the chance to steal those points. Well, Justin stole 1,000-point question. He stole on 1,000-point question. And I felt like it was a momentum shifter. You know, like sometimes in a sports game, you know, in sports ball, when the one team has what they call momentum, or you know, it just sort of turns the tides a little bit, you know? I felt like that was a crazy moment, and just kind of really tough, and sort of shifted the momentum in the game. A sports game? Oh, yeah. But yeah, shout out to all the teams. Shout out to everybody that's involved with that, man. It's really good stuff. It's still up on the channel. You can check it out. It was last night. It's good stuff. Okay, so I'm going to just read through some of these questions, guys. We're going to get into these questions. The Nerd Force podcast. What do you expect from the PS5 event today? You know, I'm not really sure. I'll be honest with you. Like, this is one of those things. It's kind of, I'm more of an Xbox guy myself, but like, man, Xbox really shot themselves in the foot. The last big release that they did with all that, you know, sort of pre-rendered game footage didn't feel like a good one. And right up until that moment, I felt like Xbox had been building a lot of great buzz, and then PS5 just capitalized on it. So what do I expect? Probably like them to talk about their first-party games maybe a little bit of the capacity for the PS5 itself. That demo that they did several weeks back, which was really the Unreal 5 engine, I believe, with ray tracing and some other things. I mean, that was just like, dude, that was some beautiful stuff, right? That was beautiful. So, I expect that they'll do pretty well with that. Let's see here. Anthony says, Josh, do you think hardcore Marvel fans are overreacting a little bit? Because I honestly think Phase 4 is a bridge between Phase 3 and Phase 5. That's why there's not a lot of movies announced. Yeah, no, and Anthony, you're right. And let me phrase it like this. I actually think there is some good that can come out of them sort of taking a step back. Flowers don't bloom all year round. You know what I mean? That's cool. You know, I get it. And in some ways, Phase 4, taking a step back, all good. But on the other hand, have you ever seen the studies? I saw this video yesterday. It was so fascinating. I forget what I was watching and how this came up. But there's this thing called they call it anchoring, and there's a bunch of different words for it. But essentially, once an expectation is set, it is really hard to get outside of that paradigm where people are expecting that same thing. And the experiment I saw was really interesting. It was with some chimps, I believe. And they basically did a thing where they would ask or rather get the chimp to do a task, whether it be flipping a lever, solving a puzzle, or something like that, okay? And they had these two chimps right beside each other, and the one chimp he does the thing, and he's given a grape, okay? And then the other chimp does the same thing, and he's given a cucumber. And the chimp that's given the cucumber literally looks over to the other chimp that got the grape and throws the cucumber at the dude. Okay? Now those are our ancestors, right? Like we came from the same genome. Okay? So there's a lot of that stuff that is applicable to the human experience. Guys, once you set an expectation, really hard to get out of that expectation, to get out of that paradigm. It's really hard. So do I think that hardcore Marvel fans are overreacting? Yes, but it doesn't matter. The expectation is already set. I want Feige to announce that Stormbreaker will be cast as the next Punisher, punishing us all for not being up to date on Marvel news. Hey, makes sense, man. Stormbreaker is deep in it. Stormbreaker is deep in it. They basically have to entirely restart the marketing hype for Black Widow, so we're definitely getting a full clip from that. They'll probably reveal some twist they otherwise wouldn't have. That would be really cool, Jacob. I'd like that. Huh? Josh, at the breakpoint, have Tara come on and give opinion about the first half. Oh, you mean like for the Nerd Card Showdown? Yeah, I think that's kind of a good idea. We could work on something like that. We can definitely work on something like that. Anything special going on for the channel this evening? Sort of. So not for the channel itself, but if you are a Patreon supporter, if you are supporting us on Patreon, tonight at 10 p.m., we are doing a sort of dry run, and it's a really dry run. I'd call it like an alpha or a beta. Like it's like a beta version of Den of Nerds After Dark. And so Lavis, Tara, and Ken will be doing a dry run of the Den of Nerds After Dark, which we will stream for the Patreons, just to get feedback and to have people like that check it out. But no, nothing official for the channel going on today. Nothing official like that. Have Myrtle on at halftime? Hey, that might work. if there have been increased sales, the PS5 announcement could push buzz for some big sales. Yeah. Very possible. Oh, yeah. Tara could be our Vanna White. Hey, that'd be kind of cool. Reveal Ursa Major shows up in Black Widow. Yeah, it's very possible. Sam Shills asks, do you expect a Ahsoka or Boba Fett teaser in the Mandalorian Season 2 trailer? I'd say why not? You know, why not? I want the grape, damn it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I could see, I mean, it would build a lot of hype and buzz, right? I mean, Mando, too, is going to get a lot of eyeballs either way. People love Mando, man. You know, Mandalorian was such a good show. That's why they're introduced. That's why they're using it as a launch pad for other things, right? So, yeah, I say why not? A little Ahsoka tease would, I mean, come on. An Ahsoka tease, whew, it's going to blow it up, baby. That's going to blow it up. I think we will get a featurette on how Black Widow kicks off and sets up Phase 4. Yeah, so there's an interesting way. There's an interesting way that they could do this, where I think that both Black Widow and Eternals, interestingly, are actually going to sort of set up context that happens maybe even before most of the big MCU Infinity Saga stuff. Especially Eternals. Eternals has a great opportunity to set up a bunch of stuff in the past, like way in the past, that contextualizes everything that's going on. And, you know, to some degree, Black Widow has that ability as well. So, yeah, those films, in a way, at the start of Phase 4, are actually sort of prequels and films that will help establish some very interesting things moving forward. So, yeah, I agree with that. I think that's a fair take. Gary Whitta has teased some Star Wars announcement today, although Jordan Mason said he doesn't think it's a game. No, that announcement is probably that Star Wars Celebration is officially canceled. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, yesterday I was like, did they officially announce that yet? And I don't think they did. So that's probably what it is. And probably that they're going to do just like Comic-Con, they're going to do a live version of it. That's probably what that is, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, I mean, dude, wow. Getting people hyped up for a big announcement, and then it's that, celebration's canceled. Not a super good look. Yeah, exactly, Mav. Star Wars Celebration is streaming. It's YouTube, baby. Welcome to YouTube. It's a home game now, motherfuckers. They have to do fun stuff with this con at home. Otherwise, it's just going to be a wet noodle. Yeah, for sure. Now, look, again, I understand where Jeremy Conrad is coming from, because you can't do a 7-hour stream of straight Marvel hype. That's not what's going to happen. There are going to be panels. There are going to be sales. They are trying to create an online venue that brings value to the people that want to pay San Diego Comic-Con for that value. So I get it, and I get what he's saying. But I don't think that that's the same conversation as, like, what should Marvel do? You know what I mean? What should San Diego do? Yeah, they've got a lot of stuff to worry about. For sure. For sure. But what is Marvel thinking about? You know what I mean? Dug your video on WandaVision, Josh. Oh, I appreciate that. I hope you I hope you went and read the actual article as well, because that's a great article. Charles is doing some great work. You know? They can do radioactive Easter eggs and groundwork. Announce all of the Fantastic Four cast would be nuts. Yes, that would be nuts. Now, that I'm actually not that down with, because that can potentially take away the buzz from Phase 4. That actually could hurt Phase 4. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't touch on Fantastic Four. Unless you want to just like a little tease, maybe. Just a little tease. Maybe a little tease here or there. But if you do that, it buries these movies, dude. It's going to bury Black Widow. So you can't, I don't think you can do that. But what I think you can do is build a lot of hype for Phase 4. You can do it. They can do it. I feel like that guy in Little Nicky. You can do it. Captain Nervous in the building. Uh-oh. Marvel Comics announces a new digital focus of comics and a new distribution. Would be cool. That would be great. That would be great. Tara says, like Snyder Cut and Batman, LOL. No comment. Oh, that's Waterboy? Isn't the dude in Little Nicky as well, though? Nah? Am I getting that wrong? Wasn't that same dude in Little Nicky? Yes, he is in both. Okay, cool. Cool. Representative from the Tony Stanks. Yes, Tony Stanks. Tony Stanks is not next week, but the week after that, that's when you guys are going. Next week, we've got Chet Boys for Life, who are going to be the blue team. And then we've got the Asgardian Levioso with Star Wars Santa. They're going to be the red team. Should be a very good matchup next week, man. Chet Boys for Life. I mean, look, I'm going to try not to root too hard against you guys, but it's that Chet, putting Chet into your name, it just kind of boils my blood a little bit. Yes. Red for the Asgardians. Yes. I have something fun for the video chat now. Awesome. Awesome. It's good stuff. I don't think Santa can ever be the blue team. Does Santa own anything other than red? That's a good question. I'll have to ask him. I should watch your Trooper Talk videos. I'll check them out, man. Do you think that Norman Osborn could still be introduced and be the Phase 5 bad setting up Siege after Captain Marvel 2, which is thought to be Secret Invasion? I think so. I think one of the biggest mysteries is still what is going on with this Spider-Man deal. If there could be any clarity brought to the Spider-Man deal, that would be really cool. You know what I mean? That would be really, really cool. So, yeah. If Norman's a part of that, that would be interesting. If not, I mean, I'd like to know. You know? An announcement of a release of the Star Wars original trilogy theatrical version could be very healing for the Star Wars community. Look, that would be really cool. I don't know. I almost imagine that George signed a contract saying, like, you'll never do that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Josh, are you a fan of Attack on Titan? So I'll be honest with you. I liked Attack on Titan. I thought it was a really, really good anime. I've got a buddy that's read way far ahead in the manga, and he's explained some of the things that go on in the manga. It's really crazy. But, oh my goodness, I'm going to sneeze. Woo! Apologies. Here's the thing about Attack on Titan. They totally screwed that whole thing up. When they took that super long break, they let all that hype die down. Attack on Titan could have been like the next like Dragon Ball Z, the next Naruto. It could have been massive, and they took the foot off the gas, and they've really, really hurt themselves. It's actually kind of similar to what I'm feeling with Marvel. I don't want that to happen to Marvel. You know what I mean? Disney is contractually obligated not to release the theatrical cuts. I believe so, but I'm not 100% on that. Feige could rent out a stage and do a pre-recorded stage presentation. 100%, bro. You got it. Confirm Tom Holland Spider-Man is staying. Announce Krasinski as Fantastic Four. Show an Eternals trailer. Show a full Falcon and the Winter Soldier trailer. Any or all of these will blow my nips off. I'm with you, Crazed Panda. I want my nips to be blown off. I want it. I want it. When is Apple buying Disney? I'm trying to invest. Well, I think actually that's not really going to go down. I believe that Disney secured a pretty significant loan and that they are trying to stay that way. But here's the other thing, man. Everybody wants to tell you what's going on. Everybody wants to postulate and prognosticate and all this stuff. Guys, we're in a new world. We are literally in a new world. So, well, Attack on Titan is a monthly release. In the manga is a monthly release, right? Yeah, it's a monthly release in the manga. But the anime is the thing that broke through to international audiences. The anime is the thing that was like, that's what blew it up. You know what I mean? What about Amazon buying AMC? Totally possible. Totally possible. When is Sony selling their film division to Apple? I don't think that's a good buy for Apple, because if Apple buys Sony, they actually don't get the license to Spider-Man. Right? So if you recall, there was actually another party interested in buying the Fox assets. I believe it was Universal, maybe even AT&T, that was looking to buy the Fox assets. They made a counter offer to Disney's offer, which made Disney's offer go up. And when that whole thing was going down, it was this thing where people were saying if Universal acquired the Fox assets, that would null and void the licensing contract that they signed for the Spider-Man character. So that licensing agreement would be void. Therefore, the rights would just revert back to Marvel. So in a sense, Marvel would have actually probably been better off had another person bought all that stuff. You know what I mean? I think Dave's been drinking already. Drinking maybe some coffee. Is Beyonce rumored as Storm? I mean, I haven't heard anything about that. I have not heard anything about that. And if you can point me to a movie in which Beyonce is acting and it's really good, I'd like to see it. I don't think I've ever really seen her in anything. Is she a good actress? I don't know. I don't know about that. Sounds like something Warstu would say. Maybe. Saw it as clickbait. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like clickbait to me. Yeah, that's a fair point, Adam. I think there could have been a way that they would have worked that out, but the deal that was on the table was not for Fox as a studio. I know, like, a lot of the articles and video titles and all that had basically said, like, Disney's buying Fox. Well, that's not true. They were not buying Fox. They were acquiring assets. You know what I mean? Fox still exists. You know? Beyonce was in Cadillac Records, but it was more of a serious role. I don't know much about that. Beyonce in Goldmember. Oh, I do remember her in Goldmember. Beyonce's not a bad actress. Beyonce's the worst. Oh, man. A lot of people, a lot of mixed opinions. What about Lupita Nyong'o being retconned to Storm? No. No, thank you. And, you know, I had this conversation with a buddy of mine where, like, if they make Storm Wakandan, that's a mistake, in my opinion. Like, hell to the nah, bro. Storm, I think it's important that she not come from any place of privilege whatsoever. And Wakanda is a whole secret nation of privilege. Storm's story it's important because she's comes from like a bad place. She struggles a lot. And then she is essentially a god and helps some people out because of that. And the tensions, I think, between her and T'Challa and their relationship is really interesting. But, like, hell nah, bro. I don't want Storm to be from Wakanda. I think that takes away from a lot of the character. So, that'd be dumb. The JPP franchise. What's the JPP franchise? What's that? I don't know what that is. She was a thief, yeah. How about the lady that played Harriet Tubman in Harriet and the Outsider? I haven't seen it, so I'm not familiar. So are we going to do this thing tomorrow, or do you need more prep time? Dude, I'm with it. Junior Paw Patrol? Santa is coming onto the program tomorrow. And he's going to explain his beliefs about Star Wars and about the sequel trilogy. Have you seen Queen and Slim? She would make a good Storm. No, I have not. Asgardians repping on the den. Absolutely. Santa is going to destroy your Boba Fett love? That's impossible. Let me just do this. That's not true. That's impossible. Zazie Beetz? Zazie Beetz could work. Zazie Beetz could work. I think she's a good actress. Dude, her performance in Joker is underrated. She's pretty good in Joker. She's pretty good. It's interesting on what they're going to do with Storm, especially within the context of T'Challa, because I do think eventually putting T'Challa and Storm together would be cool. So you think maybe they'll do like a younger Storm? And a lot of that actually has to do with how they're going to do the mutants in general. Like, what's their plan with that? So we lack a lot of context before I think we can do before we can figure that out. LJ Williams says, doesn't seem like he watches movies with black people in them. Is that what it seems like, huh? Interesting. They should announce titles for Black Panther 2 and Captain Marvel 2. Also showing trailers for Eternals and Disney Plus shows. Yeah, I agree. The titles would be great. Titles for those movies would be really interesting, especially if they tease something big, right? Like mostly I'm thinking like, is Captain Marvel a movie? Is it going to be Secret Invasion? Because that's dope, dude. And just saying that Captain Marvel 2 is going to be Secret Invasion, that might be enough. You might not have to do anything else. You might not have to show anything else. I think that could work. Who would you cast as Cyclops? Oof, it's a tough one. Look, we do a lot. We do a lot of these fan castings all the time. A lot of people really like these fan castings. I'm just really not that good at them. I think one of the main reasons is I'm really just not aware of a lot of actors and actresses. Like, just in general. I'm not. Like, I had to sort of come to terms with this because when I thought about as the more we've done the fan casting, the more I've been like, dude, you're talking about movies and actors that were super popular in like the late 90s and early 2000s. And I don't know why that is. It's like a lot of the newer actors or actresses, they're just not on my radar. You know what I mean? Might just be an old person thing as I get older. Black Panther 2 movie sequel. Yeah, but what if it was called Black Panther 2 The Battle of Kings? Something like that would be dope. So you're saying all these people that I just don't know. I do not know these people. World War. That would be interesting. Wakanda versus Atlantis. Absolutely. Would you play Nova in MCU if offered? I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, that's a weird question because there's no way in hell I would be offered that. I have no acting experience. I'm just a dude on the internet talking into a microphone with, a lot of amazing people. But, like, there's no way that would happen. In a completely hypothetical universe where that did happen, would I do it? I would try. But, yeah, I don't know. Hola. I have no professional training. Yeah. I think directors are selling tickets more so than actors these days. I agree. Freeman, I agree with that. I think that there's only a few actors or actresses in Hollywood that still command a box office push. I mean, look at this. Just look at the examples of, like, the MCU actors. Even the MCU actors, like, Doolittle bombed. Do you know what I mean? So, like, RDJ, even though he's got a massive brand, it in and of itself is not a thing that's going to get people to show up to a theater. You know what I mean? I don't think that there's very few people like that anymore. I think, like, Leonardo DiCaprio's possibly one of those people still. I don't even know, man. He's like literally the only person that I can think of that would do that. That has that kind of draw. Rami Malek for Silver Surfer. Dude, Rami Malek is an incredible actor. It almost doesn't matter what they cast him as. He would be incredible. Kind of don't want Rami Malek in the MCU unless he's a kind of dude in a chair. I don't know, man. He's really good. Like, he's really, really good. Josh Nova? No way. Josh, can you read my comment from before when you have a chance? Yeah, Tony, I can do that, but, like, you're honestly just better off putting the comment back into the chat. Like, I just can't get to everything. You know what I mean? I want Sentry in the MCU. Imagine if Marvel does Superman better than Superman. Dude, yes. That's what I want. I agree. I agree with that. Good luck on your meeting, man. Good luck on your meeting, my friend. I hope it is very fruitful for you. Now let's scroll up and try to find Tony's question. Okay, here we go. Josh is, this is my title for Black Panther 2. Black Panther Clash of Civilization. Doctor Doom versus Black Panther versus Namor. Opinions? I would say a little long-winded. A little long in the tooth. But I like where your head is at. You need something snappy to evoke that same idea in a very concise way. Oh, okay. No, I saw it. Thanks, man. Thanks for putting that back in the chat. I appreciate it. Visually, Grand Moff Gideon and Tar Vizsla are the same except the helmet. That's a Filoni trademark. He did it with Clone Trooper Appo and Appa from The Last Airbender. Gideon is Vizsla. I don't think so. It's a cool theory, though. I don't think so, bro. If you could take an actor in movie... Oh, and move him or her from the MCU to the DCEU or vice versa, who and why? Wow, what an interesting question. That's a tough one, dude. I can't even answer that. I'm not gonna sit here and think about that. I mean, it's a really good question, but that's a brain scratcher. Yeah, War of Kings is pretty good. Really, SDC is digital. That's awesome. Oh, a Vizsla. Okay, yeah, that maybe. Yeah, maybe. I think that Leo and Denzel are still blockbuster. It's rare that they appear in a bad movie. Yeah, I can feel you there. I feel you there. Chris Pratt, maybe. Josh, who do you think is going to play Ezra Bridger in Mandalorian for the cameo? Well, we don't know for sure that Ezra's going to be in Mando. So, not really 100% sure on that. And the casting sheet said something like 30 to 40 years old. I got no idea who that could be. Trinity, you're not streaming today, right? If you're still in here, let me know. I don't think you're streaming today. James McAvoy for Sentry? I don't know about that. Be up in a few? Okay, cool. Heard that. Try to pull up this stream. We got time, guys. We're going to go just a couple more questions. Couple more questions. Man. Man, oh man, oh man. Man, I was like pretty spicy at the beginning, right? I mean, I hope you guys know that's just for the content. I'm not trying to be rude. Josh, can you have both The Rock and Jason Momoa in the MCU, or it's one of the or the other, and what superhero would be good for them? Can you read my comment from 3 streams ago to the left? Yes, just give me a little bit of time. The Rock and Jason Momoa. I mean, look, both of those actors are going to be over in the DCEU. That's really what it looks like. So, I don't know. The Rock as Hercules. He already played Hercules, but like, dude, MCU Hercules, that would be pretty cool, man. That'd be pretty cool. Liam Hemsworth for Sentry, that could work. Bill Skarsgård for Joker, that could also work. See, you guys are so much better at casting than I am. What's my Avengers 5 biggest prediction? I think Secret Wars. Secret Wars Part 1, The Road to Battle World. That's what I think. That's what I think. Henry Cavill for Captain Britain. He would be an incredible Captain Britain. When did The Rock play Hercules? I believe the title of that movie was Hercules. Jai Courtney will play Hercules? Dude, that would be kind of cool. I'd be into that. That movie is so unremarkably not memorable. I mean, I didn't even see it. I think one of the big reasons that I remember that movie, this is going to sound so stupid, but it's totally true. One of the big reasons that I remember that movie is because I remember Troy Polamalu, former safety for the Pittsburgh Steelers, was tweeting back and forth with The Rock because they're both Samoan. They both have Samoan heritage. And so I just remember the two of them going back and forth and talking about that. And it's so crazy to me because I remember there were certain moves that Polamalu would make on the field. And I couldn't help but think, like, dude, this dude back in the Age of Warriors would have been slaughtering people. Like, the athleticism he showed on the field, I was like, dude, this dude, you give him a sword, you give him a spear, you give him a slingshot. Back in the day, this dude would have been slaughtering people. Like, good damn. That's why I remember about the Hercules movie. Yeah, Captain Pennsylvania knows. Yinzers represent. You guys say names, and I have to Google every name. Well, it's clear the OP / that you don't watch movies with black people in them. If you don't know these names or these movies, you're clearly a fucker. Are you an Eagles fan or Steelers? So I'm actually a fan of both teams. I'm a Steelers fan first, but I always liked the Eagles, okay? So even back in the day, because I grew up on mostly the western side of the state, I've always been a Pittsburgh fan, always. But when I would watch the Eagles, I would like the Eagles. I cheered for the Eagles. It's a Pennsylvania thing, you know what I mean? Like, hell yeah, let's do it. But then I lived in Philadelphia for 5 years, and I was there when they won that Super Bowl. It was one of the most incredible experiences of my life as a sports fan in Philadelphia. When they won the Super Bowl, it was an incredible experience. So I really like the Eagles. Like, I really like the Eagles. You know what I mean? If you're into martial arts, you should check out Baki. I have definitely already checked out Baki. Baki is my jam, dude, because it's like that macho, like the same things that I like about Dragon Ball, I love about Baki. Like, dude, look, I'll just be real. Like, sometimes as a dude, you just want to watch some muscular ass dudes beating the shit out of each other, being macho as fuck. So Baki definitely scratches that itch for me, and it's violent beyond belief. So yeah, I love it. Josh, do you think the New Mutants should be released in OTT platform ASAP? What's this OTT thing, man? Are you talking about like digital? What you mean? What you mean? Yo, Baki is awesome. It's ridiculous though, but it's really cool. Oh, you're a Cowboys fan? Over the top, aka streaming service like Disney Plus or whatever. Yeah. Look, it would be cool if they did that. I'm really curious. I'm really split on this whole theater thing. You know, I don't know what to think. And, you know, we're hearing all these stories about, you know, a second wave of the beer illness and things like that. Right. And it's just like, I don't know what to think anymore. Let's just see what happens. But I am itching to get back to the movie theater. And as long as I don't have to wear the mask in the theater the whole time, I'm good. I'll wear the mask into the theater, sit down. I just want to take the mask off while I'm enjoying the movie for the hour and a half to 2 hours that I'm in that room. And as long as that's okay with everybody, you know, maybe we get some information where we're like, hey, if you are doing that, it's actually okay. We're not actually transmitting this thing the way we thought. That would be good for everybody. But I don't know what to think anymore. So I think we'll get some more info on that soon. Well, I mean, how are they going to sell concessions? You have to wear a mask in the theater. Yeah, dude. Tell me about it. Some big company will buy AMC. They can't survive. Even things go back to normal. Look, American movie cinemas is actually majority owned by Chinese companies. I don't want to get political, but I really don't care if AMC fails. I really don't care. Just me. Is Trinity up yet? Hey, Trinity's live, baby. All right, let's get this link into the chat for everybody. Whew, Justin, I get what you're saying, brother, but I gotta hide that comment. I totally get what you're saying, but we just gotta be, we want to be careful with our words. You know what I mean? Want to be careful with our words, but also, I get what you're saying. Josh, you're so intelligent. Thank you. All good, brother. All right, guys, head on over to Trinity Stream. Head on over to Trinity Stream. I'll see you guys over there, okay? As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I will see you in the next video.